Hello and welcome to A Few Minutes With. Today we're talking to Jen Guerin, owner of JG Color Studio in San Diego. Jen works with restaurants to talk about what kind of colors they want in their design and how that affects both the design and the customers. Hi Jen, welcome. Can you tell us why color is important in restaurant design?
Of course. Thanks, Amanda. Great to talk to you. Color is mostly important in interior design and inside a restaurant and out to, especially on the interior, because can stimulate hunger, right? That's one of the psychosomatic facts that can last up to 30 minutes in a space. So if you don't nail the color on the head, you can actually have lower sales. The second is that it also brings in the feel and ambiance of the space, whether it's moody, sexy, right? If you want it to be light and bright, depending on is it Turkish, is it Moroccan, so on and so forth. So color is one of the most important items you can have right in your restaurant.
How about Jen if you get color wrong? How can that affect the experience for the diner and the overall design?
It's a great question. The wrong color can be, I don't want to be dramatic and say disastrous, but it can affect one, your sales, two, how the customer feels, three, if they want to return because it doesn't feel right and they may not even be able to put their finger on why. So obviously, unless you're doing matcha or sweet confectionery, you don't want to put pinks, right? Because it's not very stimulating for hunger unless you want that sweet. So it's things like that that are really are key for the right hue.
Is most of it from a customer perspective subconscious? They are feeling a certain way, but they're not sure why, but it may be because the right or the wrong colors are used in a restaurant.
Absolutely. Most humans don't understand or know why, but they subconsciously can feel and the impact of an incorrect color in a space.
Jen, have you worked with any restaurants where you feel color has been used to very good effect?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's some that they bring in the drama with really dark colors, color drenching, bringing in textures as well. So there's San Diego where I live and the studio is, it has such a rich variety of restaurants that have really hit the nail on the head.
And how might you bring in that drama? You mentioned color saturating. Might it be a wall or a piece of art? How would you bring that in?
There's multiple ways, and it just depends on what your design goal is. So the first thing you always want to do is balance of color, so a cool, warm, and neutrals. And if you want it to feel more intimate in a space, you want to bring in the dark colors on the walls, especially, and maybe even on the ceiling, so you can't even tell where you are in the space, right? So it's an encompassing, enveloping feel. Um, so really, that's kind of the best way that you can work with colors like that.
And can you use color to draw attention to an area? Maybe an area where you've got a beautiful piece of art or sculpture, and conversely draw eyes away from maybe a host stand or a service station.
Yeah, it's a great trick to kind of work and play, right? So if you're a great example that we do all the time is hiding the air conditioning, right? And so you either bring attention to something else and bring the focal point with art or a bright color, and then we blend those things with paint into the existing wall so you don't see them.
Just a couple more questions, Jen. We all like to play it safe with, off-white walls or some light blues. Can color be effective if you use some very strong and vibrant and unusual colors?
Absolutely. And the restaurants are the perfect place to utilize those strong colors. In our homes, we play it safe because we're doing different functions within a space. We're only going to dine, and most people that do dine and dine often want to be taken away in an experience. So the color can bring us that experience and those feelings. So I think that is vital to the restaurant industry to make sure they utilize the color correctly.
One color I've seen used more recently is black. I'm seeing it on back
Mhm.
bars or bar fronts. I'm even seeing it on house exteriors. What are your feelings about black? It's such a strong color. Can it be used well in a restaurant design?
Oh, absolutely. Black is, to me, and not just to me, in the world of color, for those of us who are work in color and architecture, black is actually can be a neutral depending on the secondary and tertiary tones in it. And it could be used to great effect because it could be traditionally used, transitionally used, or modern. So it's a very versatile color or hue that can bring in elegance, modern, um, traditional. I mean, it's crazy how flexible it is, and I think it's underrated and underused in spaces as well, especially in kitchen and restaurant design.